wanna get away, but I could use some company. If you're alone like me, we could go on a trip. Girl, I wanna see the sun, dive into the deep ocean, dance with you all night long, move as you swing your hips. Let's take a break from the stress and the hate.
Hey everybody. Welcome to Mindset Monday. I wasn't here last week, but I am here this week, and it's all about you and I in the charge room and talking about keeping a healthy mental state of mind, because if our mind is good, our body is good, and our life could be good. So tonight we are coming here tonight because we want to do better, because it is do better season. And my name is Ilyasa Simpson, aka Coach Illy, aka Minister Charge, and I am here to give you some tips every single week of situations to how we can do better, think better, be better by having a relationship with ourselves first, so that we can have better relationships with others. So we're going to chop right on into it. I'm going to play a video for y'all. I saw this video on TikTok. I thought it was quite interesting because because I'm a woman and I just like to share, because I like to get to the root of problems, not just floating in Wonderland, because we are here to heal, and we are here to heal together. And as women and men too, we do things that we make decisions for ourselves that we regret later. And instead of taking responsibility for our decisions, we kind of blame other people. And it's not about the blame game. It's just about doing better, being better, so we can be in loving relationships, not just with ourselves, but with other people. So I'm going to play a video for y'all, and I want y'all to take it in. She's a poet, so I want y'all to take it in, and she do a little cursing, but it's okay because we all here to keep it 100. So I'm going to play a little video, and we're going to talk about it. Here goes.
I was doing so good, healing, minding my business on my own. Now I'm up crying over you at 2 a.m. just wishing I had stayed alone, because fucking men will see you thriving and doing everything just fine and come up with a plan of attack to figure out how they're going to waste your time. I had a preview of how this was going to play out. I should have left you 6 months in, because trying to keep you as a lover now and lost you as a friend, because truth be told, shit is triggering some patterns from my past. And once you start moving like my ex, that's when I start to hate your ass. I've been through this. All them years together to ending up as enemies, until you walk away with nothing but some good bad memories. I swear these men ain't worth the energy. And they'll use the word love in vain, making excuses for endless to normalize inflicting pain. Ladies, what are you supposed to do if you feel broken to the core? Because now your ex is getting married to the girl he left you for, and nigga that you moved on with picked another person too, never being the one chosen, got you feeling like it's you. Is it true? I know I got shit with me, because I be sowing seeds I'm never going to reap. Giving my all the situationships that were never mine to keep in. I never addressed the red flags right away, no matter how many times I tried, like staying after he cheats, but then walking away because he lied. We never leave for the big things. We just let him keep on pouring until it overflows the cup. Because men never seem to understand that all those little things add up. And fellas, take all the time you need to find yourself, because we are all a work in progress, but all we ever asked was you not to break us in the process. Women shouldn't have to be casualties to the growth of men.
Okay, so y'all heard that. And she hit on so many key points that we walk with as we get our hearts broken. And even though she's a woman and she's talking about how woman to man situations, men go through the same thing. But I just want to bring it to the forefront to key in on some certain points that she said. Now, the first thing that hit me in the head was, what are you supposed to do when you're broken to the core? That made me say, what do we do when we are broken to the core? We sit in that. We marinate in that. We swim in that. And we lie dead in that. When we are heartbroken, we sit in a place that's comfortable, that's dark, that's we play the blame game, we play the victim. We do not take responsibility of sitting in our comfortable dark space. We're angry, we're frustrated, we're bitter, right? And it's all in here. It's all in here. We made the decision that when we see some things, say some things because we don't want to rock the road. We don't want to tilt the boat, right? We don't want to upset what's smooth or what we think is smooth. We don't want to do that. So we let the small things add up. As she said, the little things add up and we fill our cup, right? That's what she said. The little things add up and we fill our cup. But check this out. Check this out. We saw it. We chose to turn our head to the left or turn our head to the right. Or how about this? We chose to keep straight. Keep looking straight because we didn't see that. We didn't see that. We didn't hear that. We're going to ignore that. We made that choice to do that, y'all. We made that choice because when we see something, when we saw it, we didn't say anything. We chose to skip over it. We said, okay, I'm going to let it slide this time. How many of y'all let it slide this time? And then you let it slide the next time. And then you let it slide again and again and again till it added up and it filled your cup. It filled your cup. Now you're angry. Now you're getting ready to erupt like a volcano and explode because you done had enough. You about to cuss this MF out, right? Just like she said. What do you do when your heart is broken to the core? You watched him. You watched her do thing after thing after thing, event, a situation, circumstance, episode. You watched each one slide on by. You brushed it off, acted like you didn't see, acted like you didn't hear, and you zipped your mouth closed and you didn't say nothing because you didn't want to rock the boat. When are we going to take accountability and say enough is enough? Without filling our cup, without exploding like a volcano. When are we going to do that? When are we going to step up for ourselves because we feel worthy enough that we are enough and that what you put in your relationship should be enough for that person? When are you going to communicate that this should be a communication, effective communication on both sides? That means the giver and the receiver of information should agree to disagree or just disagree. But we can also agree. We can come to a sensual point to where we can sit down, talk about our feelings and emotions, and get along. What do you do when you get to the place that you are broken to the core? Why do we see red flags and we still stay? Why do we see the red flags and we still stay? You saw the plane tickets without your name on it. You saw the lipstick on his face, neck, and his body part. You smelt him with a different perfume other than yours. You knew he was driving your car with somebody else in it. Evidence is all in your face. You saw pictures in his phone or on somebody else's social media page with them locked up like boo and boo. You saw that. You even screenshot it. You even held it in your phone for God knows how long and didn't say not one word, but you was angry though. You was boiling on the inside, upset. But then you tried to figure out, who am I going to tell? You might have had a homegirl or two, but then it's the piece of being embarrassed. You are going through these things and you're embarrassed. How can my boo, my love, my husband, my significant other do this to me? And I give him everything I got. But how could you let you down? You so busy about worrying about helping him be the best him and loving him. Is he doing it in return? Is he loving you that much in return? But you see in all the evidence, you see in all the red flags, and you didn't stand up for yourself. Why do we stay? Why do we stay? And we see the red flags. Listen, y'all, and I'm going to give it all the way up to you like this. We have to know and love ourselves. We have to know what we want in a relationship. We have to stand up to say, this is my standard. Because when we meet a person, we like a person. Oh, he looked good. She looked good. You know, and it's about the physical. It's about the physical. But I'm talking about at my age, in my 50s now. And and most people in their 50s, they probably went through a lot of things. And you're seasoned in the feelings department, the emotions department. But the better question is, are you mature? Have you matured from each situation that broke your heart? Did you grow from that? Did you learn something from that? Or are you on a hamster wheel, just keep going around and around and around and around and around, and it doesn't stop? Or are you on the merry-go-round and the ride just keeps going endless? And you don't stop, and you do the same thing over and over and over and over again. Let me tell you something. If you want something different, you have to do something different. You have to think something different. You have to move something different. If you want different, hey, Jazz. Some of y'all, I can't see y'all names, but I'm going to say hey to y'all anyway and thank y'all for stopping by. But y'all have to do something different, right? So we are in relationships and we see red flags and they don't come home with the paycheck. You know the bills got to be paid. And when it's time to tally up, right? You the only one coming out your pocket. Like, and okay, bro, man, where's your money? How about are you which bill are you paying? And how come the lights are off? How come there's no gas in the car? How come you left me like that? If y'all just have one car. How come you didn't take out the trash? How come when I left and came back, you still in the same spot? And everything is dirty. Like, when are y'all going to work together here? Right? You got to work together. Because a relationship is about doing things together. Don't be in a together relationship operating as a single person. That's not fair. But that's a sign. It was all a part of the signs that you skipped over, because now that you're feeling it, I am feeling that I am alone in a two-people relationship. That's a sign. And you have to open your mouth and have those hardcore conversations. Let's have a talk. But when I tell you something, come to the table. Come to the table, but don't come to the table with an attitude. We know you're angry. This is where maturity comes in. Don't sit down like you're conducting a business meeting, okay? You are not going to come to a business table with an attitude. You're not going to come to a business table acting out of sorts. You're not going to, because you want something. Because when you come to the table, you want something. You leave with what you want. That's the goal. The goal is to leave the table with what you want. And I mean everything that you want. The table is about negotiations. Let's negotiate. You state your business. They will give their business, agree or disagree, but negotiate what you want. So if you don't negotiate, if you don't know how to negotiate, that means you don't know what you want in the first place. So why are you coming to the table? Why are you angry? Why are you mad? Why are you mad? If you are coming to the table, know what you want. Okay, listen. I noticed that every month you are not contributing the way you ought to in this household. I noticed every Wednesday you tip out from 8 to 3 o'clock in the morning. And I've noticed it for the past 6 weeks. 6 weeks too long for me, but let's say 6 weeks. You stay quiet for 6 weeks, but you start to notice a pattern. You notice patterns and routines because everyone has a pattern and a routine. You have to study it. You have to study it. So when you sit down with a person and come to the table, come with your facts. Don't come with a whole bunch of bull crap now. Don't come yelling and screaming and hollering and talk all that. No one wants to hear that. The first thing a guy gonna do is shut down, walk out the door. F this. This is why I don't talk to you. Don't come to the table all mouthy. Come to the table as a business because you need to negotiate to get what you want so that you can leave the table with everything that you want. Take your time to communicate your feelings, but to do that, you must know what you want, and you have to have the ability to express yourself. I feel alone in this united relationship. I am scared that I am losing you. How can we fix, or how can we discuss how I feel? How come you leave the house every Wednesday from 8 to 3 in the morning? Don't yell it, don't scream it, don't holler it. You know, sometimes, most times, the guy will come back like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. And that will piss you off. But guess what? It's only a game. Play the game. Play the game, but play the game to win. Because he wants to divert your attention. He wants you to lose focus. Because all of that is the trick of the enemy, y'all. It's the trick of the enemy. It's the trick of the enemy. Don't leave the table with nothing. We see the red flags. Address the red flags. Address the red flag so that you do not hurt yourself. Because every time you see a red flag and you don't address it, you are taking a dagger at yourself because you did not say anything. That's why, Jazz, address the red flags. Address the red flags. Excuse me, y'all. My allergies is kicking me. Address the red flags. Know what you want, because you have to come to the table with a plan of action. Know what you want. So if you see these flags, so you have to address them. So you have to know what you want. And you have to be able to express yourself as you need. So we can have a clear, effective, communicative discussion. We can have clear negotiations, because the goal is to leave the table with something instead of zero. Don't leave the table with zero. So the little things that add up, those are the flags that keep popping. Pop, The flags that keep popping. Stop letting them flags pop. You be the negotiator. You have the power because you're the queen. The queen on a chessboard is very powerful. Checkmate him. This is your domain. Your house is your throne in your kingdom. It's your domain. Run it. Run it because it's yours. Run it. Leave the table. That's right. Don't leave the table with nothing, Jazz. Leave the table and move for what you want. If your negotiation is not adding up, checkmate him, and you can go to another kingdom. And don't be scared to do it, because a lot of times people are scared for change. And that goes back to knowing what you want. Do you want to feel this way? How long are you going to feel this way? This ugly way? Because it makes you feel ugly. It makes you feel sad. You don't feel sexy. Your sex appeal left the building. You don't feel like a woman anymore. You lose your identity. It all left the building. Going out the door day by day, week by week, month by month, that you don't respond to a red flag. A piece of you leaves every time a red flag pops up. Bing! There go another door opening up. A piece of you is going. And before you know it, you're standing in the mirror saying, who am I? Who am I? How did I get here? Why am I here? What did I do to deserve this treatment? You're asking all of these questions, but guess what? Everything ends and begins with you. You saw the red flags. You saw the behavior. You saw the routines, the patterns that was giving you the like one eyebrow up. You saw that, but you chose not to say nothing. I'm asking when a relationship should be able to leave the table conversation with more than when you got to it. Okay, so when negotiating what you want, you have what you saw and what you feel and what you desire, and you're speaking that, right? So as you're speaking how you're feeling, and then when you're sharing how you're feeling, you're going to express what you want. So when that happens, 9 times out of 10, the other person may deny what you're saying, or they'll say, that's not true, right? They'll say, I don't know what you're talking about. Sometimes you have to break it down even more, because that's when the minute they reject you in your conversation, your natural response is to become even more angry. And I'm saying, don't do that. Remain as calm as possible, because their strategy is to play with your mind. I don't know what you're talking about. They know damn well what you're talking about. They know damn well how you feel, because they know damn well what they're doing. Okay? They're playing with your intelligence, right? So as you're coming to the table, you're expressing how you feel. This is how you made me feel. I've noticed A, B, and C. This is how you made me feel. Can we talk about it? Always lead with a question, because you have to lead in a suppressive stance as the victim, so to speak. Because if you're coming to them to charge it to them, they are going to retrieve back and exit the building. And that's not what you want. You want them to at least sit there. So you can't come, you with me now, right? when you come into the taste, because you're gonna ask, okay, I'm feeling this way, and that's how you start the conversation. I'm feeling ABC way. Can we talk about it? You set a scheduled time to come to the table to talk about it, right? Then when you get to the table, you repeat yourself again. I have been feeling A, B, and C over a period of time. I have noticed that in your ways of every Wednesday, you leave from 8 to 3 and you disappear. Your phone is off. I can't get in touch with you. Could you please help me understand what's going on? Now, if you yelling, screaming, and hollering, he's going to straight deny you. I don't know what you're talking about. But if you're coming to him asking a question as if you're the victim and you're lost, listen, I don't know what's going on. Could you please explain it to me? You get what I'm saying now? So just please explain it to me, because you want to be in a positive mood, even though you pissed off. This is the part where maturity comes in, where you manage your anger, right? So you're storing your anger in a different way, but because at the end of the day, you don't want to leave the table empty. You don't want to leave the table empty. You want to leave the table with something. So we're negotiating. Okay, please help me out because I don't understand. So they can give you a response. But if you jumping on somebody, listen, motherfucker, he didn't hear nothing. One, because your hand is all over the place. Two, you're yelling. And three, he feels, okay, I'm gonna shut down. I don't even want to listen. I think that would also give you the ability to listen. And true, absolutely. Absolutely. With the part that coming to a point of maybe y'all never was able to communicate before, but if you come in a calm state, in a place of business negotiation at the table, and treating this as if, okay, I'm lost, I'm confused. You have to be the victim at this particular point. You can't be the threat. You can't be the threat, because he's going to walk out. He's going to shut down. And females do it too, in the opposite way. But when you want something from your partner, you have to come to a table where you can negotiate your feelings, your emotions, and express yourselves, so both of y'all can have effective communication. And then each of you take responsibility of your thinking, your feelings, and your behaviors. It could be a nice space where it'd be like, okay, we're going to take the truth serum today. Everybody sit down, and if you got to, have a glass of wine or a drink to calm your nerves, put the liquor on the table. Let's have a drink at the table, right? Let's have a drink at the table and let's talk about it. But get to a place where you both can sit down and talk, and with maturity, instead of jumping, screaming, hollering, and coming to a place of all sorts of crazy. And that's what we don't want to do. And to do that, we have to know who we are. We have to know what we want, because you can't negotiate something if you don't know what you want. So you have to say, okay, well, he's doing this, but is he going to take accountability? So the first time you come to the table, you can say, okay, this is how I'm feeling. Could you help me out? Help me with this type of situation. But could you walk me through my feelings? Could you walk me through my thoughts? Could you walk me through my emotions? Please, could you help me out here? And when you come like that, it's a place where they have to step up and say, oh, well, because they're going to, before it's there, because they know they're doing it, they immediately operate with a defense mechanism. Oh God, I don't know, talk to her. But when you come to them nice and smooth, and just come do the direct hit, but smooth. I'm giving you game here. You can't lose with it. The only thing that may not come out in your favor is if they deny it. And I'm telling you, once that happens, don't get angry. Just back away from the table. Say, okay, I see we can't come to, a conclusion here of symmetry here. There's no symmetry right now. So, let me think about it and come back. And if you come again, if you still see it and come again, just say, well, listen, I've watched you over a period of time, and I don't think this is working out too well. But at that time, again, before you come to the table again, you have to, again, know what you want to do and then present it. But then don't get there and take it back. You got to go full throttle, baby. So if you're saying, okay, I'm not doing this, then don't do it anymore. Stop accepting the red flags. Stop accepting the red flags. Stop sitting there taking the same beat down with your heart every time, because it's hitting you left and right. Dagger, it's hurting. You bleeding here. But you sitting there taking a whole bowl of red flags. Those are bowls of tears, y'all. Those are bowls of tears. Stop yourself from crying. Stop yourself from bleeding. Stop every red flag. Sit down and negotiate your feelings. Properly place them. Don't act a fool and crazy, because you're not going to get the outcome that you want. And I'm telling you, putting you up on game, go to the table with a plan. Negotiate, but never leave the table empty. Never leave the table with a zero. Never. So that is my tip for on Mindset Monday, because it's all about do better season in the charge room, because we know better. Now we're going to do better. So this is the situation. I gave you a solution. Now you got to follow through. Do better. My name is Ilyasa Simpson, aka Coach Illy, aka Minister Charge, and I have a YouTube charge room. Go to the YouTube and subscribe to the charge room channel, because every week we launch also on YouTube. So don't miss another episode. You can go back and see other episodes that we had from 2 weeks ago to last year, because I've been doing this a couple of years now. So, but yes, stop by, subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Ilyasa Simpson, and I'll see you next Monday. So have a great week and be a better you. Have a great night.
I wanna get away, but I could use some company.